Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the campuses of the St. Charles Community College Cougars, getting ready for a little contest here. A couple of baseball games here in about 15 minutes. Want to do a little bit of a sound check and get a little information going, setting out here in the sun, but not a place that I'd rather be. Not many places I'd rather be than this. I sure enjoy bringing the ball games. Hopefully, a few people from the Cougars side will be watching as well. We gave the link and so forth to them. So I want to welcome everyone to the broadcast. And while we're here, I got my sound check done. So let's just do the starting lineups for today's game. First four, the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. Leading off in center field will be Marcus Dirks. Batting second, the second baseman Sawyer Talk. Playing first base and batting third, Frankie Santiago. The designated hitter will bat cleanup, Freddie Nolan the fourth. Batting fifth will be Braden Horn, the catcher. Batting sixth in right field, Spencer Schmock. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Cade Perry. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Carter Towns. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Holden Finley, with Ian Wada on the mound for his first appearance this year on the mound for the Blue Devils. So it'll be Dirks, Tolk, Santiago, Nolan the fourth, Horn, Schmock, Perry, Towns, and Finley with Wada on the mound. Now the starting lineup for the St. Charles Cougars. Playing in left field and leading off, Connor Earlywine. Batting second, the designated hitter, Andrew Pishka. Batting third, the first baseman, Kyle Mager. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Ryan McDonald. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Edward Ushold. Batting sixth, the center field, Josh Seifert. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Landon Young. Batting eighth, the catcher, Connor Robertson. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Jerian Galinsky, with Connor Hinsky on the mound. So it'll be Earlywine, Pishka, Mager, McDonald, Ushold, Seifert, Young, Robertson, Galinsky, with Hinky on the mound. That's the lineup for today's game. We're just about 13 minutes away. This is an all-natural field, so they're taking care of lining the field as well as re-dragging the infield. And we'll be ready to start this thing in a little bit. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are just about ready to go. You have to bear with me no matter what. Whether I'm at home, I have issues with certain things, and now I'm sitting out here in the sun with a gray tub sitting here to keep the sun off my monitor so I can see it on my laptop. And we're kind of out in the we're not out in the middle of nowhere, but as far as internet access, I've got my Starlink going back there, and so hopefully I'm going to be able to proceed and bring you some information. So, most of all, welcome to today's contest. Want to welcome everyone to the broadcast. Hinkie is on the mound for the Cougars. He has a 10.50 ERA. Connor Hinkie. He'll have Early Wine, Seifert, McDonald left to right across the outfield behind him, with Young, Galancy, Ushold, and Mager across the infield, with Hinkie on the mound, and Robertson behind the plate for the Cougars. First three scheduled up is Dirks, Tolk, and Santiago for the Blue Devils. So once again, welcome. Dirks will step in. Dirks starts the day batting .318. First pitch to him is ball one, 1-0 the count. Got to get things lined out to where I can see the things I need to see here. There is ball two. There's a strike on the inside corner. Strike called, 2-1 the count now. There's a bunt, and that's going to be in the air and fall harmlessly over here, make the count 2-2. So 2-2 the count on the center fielder, Marcus Dirks. Once again, welcome. That just misses. So 3-2 the count now on the center fielder, the leadoff hitter for the Blue Devils, Marcus Dirks. There's ball four. Just misses a little bit inside. It's going to bring up Sawyer Tolk. Tolk starts the day batting .469. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. Face Hinkie for the first time. There's a strike called, 0-1 the count on the second baseman, Sawyer Tolk. Leadoff walk issued to Dirks. He's over at first. There's a ball headed into right field. That's going to be down and moving over to third. And coach is going to hold him up, but as the ball gets over the second baseman, that will allow a run. So a base hit into right field. It ends up not being an RBI, but it does end up getting a run after the throwing error. That's going to bring up Santiago. There's a ball headed into center field. I'll catch up with the score here in a minute. So Santiago with an RBI base hit into right center. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth starts the day batting .364. Okay, I see where I looked down, couldn't see the ball. The ball was caught by the center fielder for the first out of the inning, and then the run scored on the sac fly. So Santiago with the sac fly. For the first out. That's way outside on Nolan the fourth. 3-1 the count, 2 runs in so far. I'll get my score caught up here in a moment. There's a strike called, lower part of the zone, 3-2 the count. That's foul. Sun so bright sure makes it hard to see things here. But we'll try and get things done. Blue Devils with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. Nolan the fourth back to the plate and swings and a miss for the strikeout. So that's going to bring up Braden Horn, the catcher. Horn will step in with 2 outs. He also starts the day batting .364. 2 runs in. And promptly Hinkie hits. So Horn, the catcher, gets a hit by pitch. He'll be on down at first base with 2 outs. It's going to bring up Spencer Smock. Smock starts the day batting .333. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Comes the stretch and the pitch. That misses low and inside. 1-0 the count. There's a ball headed into left field. Cut off by the shortstop. That's going to be an infield hit for Smock. So that'll bring up Cade Perry. Perry starts the day batting .200. He's the third baseman. He'll step in now with 2 outs and 2 on. 2 runs in here in the first. Strike called inside corner at the knees. Galensis saved that ball from getting into the outfield. There's a ball out. That's going to be a wild pitch, and the runners will move up on the wild pitch. Cade Perry, number 23, the third baseman. He's up there now. 1-1 account, but with runners at second and third, if he can get something on the outfield grass. There's a foul ball back to the screen. Outside part of the plate, tried to pull it, therefore fouled it off. If he could have just stayed on it, might have been able to have gotten the base hit to right field. 1-2 the count. There's a ball headed right back up the middle. So a nice job of hitting to just hit it up the middle, and Perry ends up with a base hit up the middle for 2 RBI. And that's going to bring up Carter Towns. Makes it 4-0. Towns will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first. Towns starts the day batting .222. That misses just a little bit low and outside. 1-0 the count. Stays outside. 2-0 the count now. Misses outside again. So 3-0 the count on Carter Towns. It's the number 8 hitter of the inning. There's a strike called. 3-1 the count. I just figured you might need that sometime before the day's over. 3-1 the count. Runner at first. Towns at the plate. That misses outside. So a 2-out walk. And that's going to bring up Holden Finley. Finley starts the day batting .231. Catcher's going to go out and visit with his pitcher, so Robertson will go out and spend a little bit of time, help get a pitcher just a little bit of time to get ready. Two outs, 4 runs in thus far. Got a softball game either going or getting ready to go up here behind us. Got a little music going on up there. 2 outs, 4 runs in for the Blue Devils here on the campus of St. Charles Community College. Shortstop Holden Finley at the plate. Going to turn back to second base does Hinkie. Nothing going on back there. There's a strike called, just catches the inside corner. 0-1 the count on Finley. And breaking ball goes just a little bit low. 1-1 the count. Sunshiny day. Not feeling any breeze right now. The flag up behind us is hanging straight down. There's a swing and a miss of that breaking ball. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2 pitch from Hinkie. Breaking ball stays a little bit inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Fouls that one away. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Number 9 hitter so far in the inning, but there's 2 outs, 4 runs in. Comes the stretch and the 2-2. Another foul ball over to the third base dugout. So we'll do the 2-2 again. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count, but this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. There's a ball headed into left field. It's going to be extra bases. It's going to be an RBI of 1 run. So Holden Finley with the double into the left field corner for an RBI. So back to the top of the order, and Marcus Dirks. Dirks reached on a base on balls his first time up. There's a ball headed to the second baseman. Ushhold boots that, and 2 runs score on the air by the second baseman. That's going to make it 7-0 here in the first. I'll get to the score here as soon as I can. Going to get a visit to the mound. Dirks that just hit. He is from Kansas City, Missouri. We'll get a visit to the mound. I'll catch up on a little bit of work. I'll be back with you in a moment. Welcome. All right, the visit to the mound is over. Last 2 runs that scored, actually, of the 7 runs, believe 5 of them may be unearned, maybe more. So that's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. He takes ball 1. Talk is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He steps in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 7 runs in the inning so far for the Blue Devils. That's down low, so 2-1 the count. Talk had a base hit his first time up. Then after the base hit, the ball was thrown away, actually thrown over the shortstop's head, allowing Dirks to score. That misses just a little bit outside. 3-1 the count. All natural turf except for around home plate, and there's ball 4. Home plate is a big artificial turf disc that has home plate on it. So a base on balls, and that's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. We're going to get a pitching change. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Thanks for joining me. All right. Welcome back. Actually, I had some improbable information here. So maybe they have two Hinkies. Actually, You said 35, Jeff? So the information that I have was that it was Hinky that started it, and it is not. This is number 9, Johnny Hinky, coming in. He is from St. Charles, hometown boy here. So he will step actually onto the mound to face Santiago. Santiago fouls that one down to his feet. That was down in the dirt, nicely blocked by Robertson. So the first pitcher was number 35. And I have 35, they said was Hinky, but yet on the roster that I have, it shows that that was Abercrombie. So we will just move forward. There's a ball misses a little bit outside, so 2-1 the count on Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He had an RBI sac fly to right center his first time up. 2-1 the count on him. That's down low. 3-1 the count. Runners at first and second. Dirks reached on an error that yielded runs 6 and 7. Then base on balls to Sawyer Tolk. Comes the 3-1, and that's up high for ball 4. So Santiago walks to load the bases with Hinky having come into the game. And that's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth is from Fort Worth, Texas. He'll step in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Takes strike 1, called the first pitch to him from Hinky. So the Blue Devils send the 13th batter to. There's a breaking ball right back through there. Started up high and inside. Come right back across the heart of the plate for a strike called so quickly. 0-2 the count on Freddie Nolan the fourth. He struck out his first time up. There's a ball left to the backhand side of the shortstop. That's going to be an error on Glancy. That's the thing about the natural turf is so many balls bounce crazy. That's going to bring up Horn. Horn is from Derby, Kansas. That misses for ball 1. There misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 2-0 the count. Horn at the plate. Called a balk on that. There was no pause. So Horn reaches. He reached on a hit. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. And then now he's gets a no pitch and a balk call that will score another run to make it 9. Two and one the count. Horn was hit by a pitch his first time up, as I mentioned. Now there's runners at second and third after the run scored on the balk. There's a ground ball headed at the first baseman. Megger has that, steps on the bag for the out. So 3 unassisted. So the Blue Devils get 9 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 runs on 4 hits. We go to the bottom half of the first inning with the Cougars coming up. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Ian Wojda comes to the mound for the Blue Devils. Wojda will have yet to had any ERA due to the fact that he has not pitched yet. So he'll toe the slab here against the St. Charles Cougars. All right, Blue Devils with a 9-0 lead after a half an inning. Going to lead things off early, Wine, Pishka, and Megger. Early Wine starts the day batting .429. Connor Early Wine, he's the left fielder. First pitch from Wojda's low and inside. 1-0 the count. Comes the 1-0 to Early Wine. There's a strike inside corner at the knees. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the first inning action. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman, Talk. He's up with it and over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Andrew Pishka. Pishka starts the day batting .341. He'll step in to face Wojda. Wojda from Lincoln, Nebraska. There's a breaking ball right through there. 0-1 the count on the designated hitter, Andrew Pishka. Down low. In the dirt, 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Has a bender in the dirt. Two and two the count. Two balls, two strikes, and an out. Fouls that one away to stay alive, does Pishka. Inside, so 3 and 2 the count. Little bit of a purpose pitch there. Come back with the bender on the outside corner for the punch out. Here is the prediction, and actually foul ball down to the coach in the third base box. Little short on my tardy on my bookwork there. I have an 8 instead of a 9. Get that bookwork caught up. So a long at bat there, and the ends in a base on balls. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Mager. Mager starts the day batting .214. He'll step in with 1 out and 1 on. It's down low, 1-0 the count. Sunshiny day here on the campus of the St. Charles Cougars. Comes the 1-0 pitch. High fly ball into left field. Fighting the sun is Towns, and he fights it off long enough to make the play. So the second out of the inning on a fly ball to left field, and Towns has to really fight the sun. That's going to bring up Ryan McDonald. He's the catcher. Excuse me, he's the right fielder. Way outside. McDonald starts the day batting .143. He's up there with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Misses just a little bit lower outside. 2-0 the count. Runner at first base is Pishka. There's a ball headed up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Coming in hard to get that is Dirks. So McDonald with the base hit right back up the box. That's going to bring up Ushold, the second baseman. Ushold starts the day batting .282. He'll step in with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Looks like we are having a pinch hitter. Nick Alegna. There's a strike called. Alegna starts the day batting .278. I'll see if I can get a little help on where he ends up in the field when they go out to the field. Went in for the second baseman. That ball took a strange hop, but that's going to taken by Finley. The ball hit the grass and stayed on the ground. He stayed down with it over to Santiago for the ground out. So the 6-3 ground out. So no runs on 1 hit. And we go to the second inning. Blue Devils leading 9-0. Smock, Perry, and Towns scheduled up for the Blue Devils. And another hit by pitch is Smock. So over to first base goes Smock. Get a little toss over. Smock is from Aurora, Colorado. He's over at first. That's going to bring up Cade Perry. Perry is from Omaha, Nebraska. There's a breaking ball. Makes it back to the zone for a strike called. Blue Devils leading here in the top of the second, 9-0. They played at 9 in the top of the first. 0-1 the count. Little toss over back in. Safely is Smock. One pitch from Hinkie. Breaking ball, and that one's fouled backing up behind us. So quickly 0-2 the count on Cade Perry. He had a base hit right back up the middle for 2 RBI in the top of the first. Comes the 0-2 from Hinkie. It's going to be hit out into left field. Everybody chasing left fielder. Early Wine comes in to take care of that. A fair ball and caught for the out. That's going to bring up Towns. Towns is from Kansas City, Missouri. He reached on a base on balls his first time up. Little toss over to first, back in safely again is Smock. Runner goes. Strike on the call and a stolen base by Smock. 0-1 the count on Towns. 1 out, 1 on. Carter Towns at the plate. He's a left fielder. Excuse me. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Comes the 1-1 from Hinkie. Swing and a miss by Towns of that heater on the lower outside part of the plate. So 1-2 the count. 1 out. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout. That'll bring up Finley. Holden Finley had a double for an RBI his last time up. He's from Topeka, Kansas. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at second base. That breaking ball stays upstairs just a little bit. Want to know the count. Another breaking ball stays upstairs just a little bit. Pitcher's thinking he's getting that one across there, but ruled a little bit high. Finley not overly tall as well. Comes the 2-0. That ball is up just a bit on the fastball. So 3-0 the count on 3 fairly close pitches. There's a strike inside corner at the waist, so 3-1 the count. Comes the 3-1 from Hinkie. That misses inside for ball 4. So back to the top of the order in Dirks. Dirks reached on a base on balls to start the game. Then he reached on an error by the second baseman that allowed 2 runs to score. There's a strike. Catches the outside corner. So 0-1 the count. Strike 2 called at the waist, outside half of the plate. Top of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 9-0. They played at 9 in the top of the first. Yet to score here in the top half of the second. That ball misses outside. Comes the 1-2 way outside. Breaking ball just never had a chance. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second inning. Marcus Dirks, the center fielder, at the plate. Comes the 2-2. Fouls that up toward the softball field, over toward their hitting cages. We'll do the 2-2 again. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Comes the pitch from Hinkie, and Dirk spoils that back to the screen, so we'll do the 2-2 again. Turn back to second base, nothing going on back there. Another foul ball headed up over the hill. We'll do the 2-2 again. 2, 4, 6, 8th pitch of the at-bat for Dirks. Turn back to second, makes a throw. Safe at second base. Is Holden Finley the shortstop? Comes the pitch. Another foul ball out of play down the left field line. So Dirks hooked up in a battle with Hinkie. Johnny Hinkie from here in St. Charles, Missouri. St. Charles close by. There's a ground ball. Took a weird bounce off of the turf over there. Check with my official scorer to see if that ball made the kind of hop that it would be a hit rather than an error. And I get the nod up and down in agreement that that's a hit. and an RBI, making it 10-0. That's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. He's had a base hit and a base on balls. (10-0) now the score. First pitch was a ball. Runner at third base and second base, and there's a swing and a miss, so 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-1, a swing and a miss by Talk. One and two the count. Runners at second and third. Top of the second inning action. There's a foul ball backing over the top of us. We'll do the 1-2 again. Blue Devils doing a nice job with 2 strikes, fouling some balls away. Breaking ball out and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the top of the second. As a ball headed into right field, the right fielder, McDonald, comes over to take care of that. So a fly into the right field, actually right center. The Blue Devils get 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 10-0. I'll be back. All right, Voida back for his second inning of work. Seifert, Young, and Robertson scheduled up for the Cougars. Foul ball back and out of play. Seifert starts the day batting .321. There's a strike, so 0-2 the count quickly. Bottom of the second inning action, 2 7-inning scheduled games today. Sunshiny day here on the campus of St. Charles Community College. Fouls that one away to stay alive, does the center fielder Josh Seifert. Comes the wind and the 0-2. And the heater right past him and fouls it into the glove of Horn for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the Landon Young, the third baseman. Young starts the day batting .281. Breaking ball a little bit outside, 1-0 the count. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 10-0. There's a foul ball. Not sure if that caught a piece of the umpire. I believe it did. Didn't get Horn. It got the umpire. So Horn ought to take a little walk out to the mound and let the cobwebs get shaken away by the umpire. Young fouled that one right just off a piece of the umpire. So give him a chance to shake that off a little bit. All right, think maybe he's been able to shake that one off, so everybody back to where they need to be. Young at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Woida back to the mound. Young back to the plate. There's a ground ball headed at Perry. Perry up with it, shoots it over to Santiago for the 5-3 ground out for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Connor Robertson, the catcher. Robertson starts the day batting .261. He'll step in with 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second inning. Inside for ball 1. Comes the 1-0. There's a ball headed into right field. That's going to be taken care of by Spencer Smock. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom half of the second. We go to the top of the third. Blue Devils leading 10-0. I'll be back. All right. Here we go to the top of the third inning. There's a strike called on Santiago. See if I can get a little book work done here. Should have done that during the inning change, but I didn't. I was visiting instead. Imagine that. 0-1 the count. A swing and a miss for strike two. So Santiago has a sac fly and a walk so far in this one. That misses outside. Fouls that one away. We'll do the 1-2 again. One ball, two strikes. Santiago leading off the top of the third. There's a ball in to right field, so he shoots that one between the second baseman and the first baseman for a base hit. So a leadoff hit for Santiago. That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. He struck out in the first, reached on an error in the second. He'll be up there. That error yielded a run. The ball headed into left field, got out there in a hurry, and the left fielder, Early Wine, takes care of that. That'll bring up Horn. Horn was hit by a pitch, then grounded out to Megger at first, unassisted, his second at bat. There's hit by a pitch. So Horn's been hit by a pitch, grounded out, and hit by a pitch. It's going to bring up Smock. Smock had a base hit in the first and hit by a pitch in the second. Going to get another visit to the mound. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. Stay with us. Thanks for joining me. All right, the visit is over. High and inside with that pitch. So 1-0 the count. And misses outside. 1 out, 2-0 the count. Santiago led off the inning with a base hit and then a fly out to left field by Nolan the fourth. Then Horn was hit by a pitch. Smock at the plate. Swing and a miss of that heater right there. So 2-1 the count. Smock had the base hit and then was hit by a pitch. He also had a stolen base after the hit by a pitch. Comes the 1-2. Laid off of that. That's up a little bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the right fielder, Spencer Smock. There's a breaking ball right through there. Umpire has 3-2, it appears, rather than 2-2. There, it's changed on the board. Breaking ball, waits and spoils it. We'll do the 3-2 again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second. There's strike 3 called. Get a called out right there on that, but that's the first time he's called one down there, but nonetheless, that is a strikeout. It's going to bring up Perry, Cade Perry, the third baseman. He had a 2 RBI base hit right back up the middle in the first. Flew out to early wine in left field in the second. He's up there now with 2 outs in the third. It's up and out, 1-0 the count. Comes the stretch and the pitch from Hinkie. Breaking ball right back through there. 1-1 the count. On number 23, the third baseman, Cade Perry. That's down. Strike called. That's 2 of the lowest strikes he's called this entire game. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils get no runs on 1 hit in the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third, Blue Devils leading 10-0. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the third inning we go. Pitching change by the Blue Devils. Avery Orovitz from Wildwood, Missouri. So we're kind of over in his area. About 20 miles from here is where he lives. Visited with his parents prior to the game just a little bit. So he'll come on. That closes the book on Woida. Woida went 2 innings. Gave up no runs on 1 hit. So Galenzi will lead things off here for the Cougars. He starts the day batting .216. He'll step in to lead things off for the Cougars. He takes a strike from Moravets. 0-1 the count on him. Bottom of the third inning action. Fouls that one away so quickly. 0-2 the count on the shortstop, Galinsey. Just misses the ball. Two and two the count. Three and two the count now. And there's ball four. So a leadoff walk. Back to the top of the order and early wine. Early wine is from Greenfield, Wisconsin. Takes strike one, 0-1 the count. On Connor Early Wine, he's the left fielder. There's a strike called right there. Early Wine grounded out to Talk at second base his first time up. Strike three called, catches the outside corner at the knees. So a base on balls followed by a punch out. That's going to bring up Andrew Pishka. He's the designated hitter. Squares to bunt, pulls back, runner moves down to second base. Does Galinsey. It's outside. I believe there's been two pitches, but it shows just 1-0 on the count. Runner goes to third, and it's going to be safe. So it appears is he sending him back due to interference or a foul ball?
I think because he hit the umpire.
Umpire interference, thank you. So as Horn went to throw to third, he caught the umpire, and so he's sending him back to second base for interference. The coach down explaining it, the umpire down explaining it to the coach. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on its second base. Very warm, sunshiny day here on the campus of the St. Charles Cougars. 1-1 the count. So the runner is sent back to second base. There's a strike called inside at the waist. Outside corner at the waist. So 1-2 the count. Base on balls and a punch out so far here in the third inning. Going to turn back to second. He's safe back there. Oravet's back to Talk. But back in safely was Galensi. Comes the pitch from Oravet's. Misses outside. So 2-2 the count. Two balls, two strikes, and an out. Galensi at second base. There's a foul ball back over the top of us. We'll do the 2-2 again. Another foul ball back and over the top of us. So if you can see here, all of the field is natural turf with the exception of the disc at home plate. Pitcher's mound, dirt infield, grass to the inside of the base path area. And strike three call just catches the inside corner with that ball. That's going to bring up Megger. Megger is from Webster Groves, Missouri. So called a balk here and sends the runner to third. A high fly ball into center field. Dirk's going to come in and take care of that for the third out of the inning. So no runs on, no hits in the bottom of the third for the Cougars of St. Charles. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 10-0. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the fourth inning we go. Towns, Finley, and Dirk scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Towns has walked in the first and struck out in the second. Steps in to face Hinkie out in front of that one and fouls it over by the first base dugout. 0-1 the count. Early Wine Seifert, McDonald across the outfield. Young, Galensi, Alegna now at second. Mager at first with Robertson behind the plate. 1-1 the count now. Low and inside. 2-1 the count. Ball headed into deep center field, started to come in, and then went back and ended up dropping the ball. Came out, went back, and then went too far. It's going to be an error on the center field, Seifert. It's going to bring up Finley. Finley had a double in the first and a base on balls in the second. His double yielded a run. He'll step in with a runner at second base and nobody out. Finley's hit by a pitch. So back to the top of the order in Dirks. Dirk has walked, reached on an error that yielded 2 runs, then had an RBI double. Down the right field corner, took a weird hop and got past the first baseman, Mager. There's a strike called outside corner at the waist. 0-1 the count. Comes the stretch and the pitch by Hinkie. There's another pitch on the outside corner for strike 2 called. 0-2 the count. Blue Devils leading 2-0, top of the 4th inning. Ball stays outside just a bit. Now people kind of ho-hum at that pitch there. That was a breaking ball out there as opposed to the 2 fastballs that were called out there. So 1-2 the count. Comes the pitch from Hinkie. That's down low. 2-2 the count now. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, 2 on. Foul ball headed up to the soccer field. Two and two the count. Strike 3 called. That fastball that catches the outside corner. Dirks is down on strikes. It's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. He's had a base hit, a walk, and a fly out to right field. He'll step in with 1 out. Fouls that one down to his feet. 0-1 the count. Comes the pitch by Hinkie. That misses low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Breaking ball catches the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2 the count. On Sawyer Talk, the second baseman at the plate. It's a ground ball headed at the shortstop. He's got it quickly over to second base. So Galinci over to Alegna for the 6-4 fielder's choice. Runner moves to third base, does Towns. That's going to bring up Santiago. He's had a sac fly, a walk, and a base hit. Base hit yanked it right past Mager at first base. So runners at first and third. Santiago at the plate. There's a strike called right down the middle at the waist. 0-1 the count on the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. There's a ball headed to deep right center. And that's going to be extra bases, going to yield 1 run, make that 2. So Santiago sends 1 deep to right center for a double with 2 RBI. That'll bring up Nolan the 4th. Nolan the 4th is struck out, reached on an error that yielded a run, takes a strike there, and flew out on a line drive rocket, but it was right at the left fielder. 0-1 the count with 2 outs now. 2 runs in on the double by Santiago. Fouls that one in on his fist. So quickly 0-2 the count on Freddie Nolan the 4th. Stretch and the pitch by Hinkie. Breaking ball, waits on it. That's going to be foul. Coach Goldbeck with the one-handed grab. Down in his coach's box. So we'll do the 0-2 again. There's a wild pitch that gets over the backside of definitely would have hit Freddie if he'd have just stayed standing up straight, but he'd rather hit. So Santiago moves over to third on the wild pitch. So 1-2 the count now on Freddie Nolan the 4th. There's a ball over to. That's a nice job with the catch, but then the throw off base, that's going to be an error on the throw. I'm assuming that's going to be. That's a tough one, isn't it? He came toward the line. He fields the ball. I think that could go either way, so we're not sure how they will score that. I didn't get the camera switched over there very quick for you guys to maybe see it, but I'm going to put 1 base /E, and we'll let it go from there, but he hit it hard down there, and that's a tough play for Young to make. So we're going to get a pinch hitter, it appears, here at this point. see if I can get a little bit of help here. We'll see if we can get the change. Not sure if he's going to have a pinch runner or a pinch hitter. I'm going to guess that it's going to be Bohm is going to come in. So Jackson Bohm is going to get to catch the rest of this one by pinch hitting here in the fourth. So Jackson Bohm from Olathe, Kansas, is called upon for the pinch hit. Takes a strike right down the middle. It's way outside. 1-1 the count. Bohm has one at bat this year and one hit, so he's batting 1,000 with a really small sample size, but it still equates to a 1,000 batting average for the moment. 2-1 the count on Bohm. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Late on some of my book work. Need to get that up to 13. There's a foul ball late swinging and down the right field line and out of play. We'll do the 2-2 again. Stays up high. So 3-2 the count. On the pinch hitter, Jackson Bohm. There's a ball right back up the middle. Gonna send Nolan the fourth to home. There is a nice long throw from Seifert, but the base hit, RBI, right back up the middle by Bohm. So Bohm is still perfect on the season. 2 at-bats and 2 hits. So that's going to bring up Smock. Smock's had a base hit, been hit by a pitch, and was called out on strikes. Makes it 14. Takes a ball. Does Smock. (14-0) now the lead. There's a little nubber, just going to be a soft line drive out to Alegna for the final out of the inning. So the Blue Devils get 4 runs on 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 14-0. All right, to the bottom half of the 4th inning we go. Bohm comes in behind the plate. Pitching change made by the Blue Devils. Jorge Sanchez will come to the mound. He is from Garaba, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. He'll face McDonald, Alegna, and Seifert. Ball in the dirt way out front. Towns, Dirk, Smock left to right across the outfield. Pairing Finley, Talk, Santiago across the infield. With Bohm now behind the plate and Jorge Sanchez on the mound. McDonald at the plate. He had a base hit his first time up. McDonald is from Troy, Missouri. Went to Troy Buchanan High School. 3-0 the count on him. So we got to get Sanchez dialed in on the strike zone here. And that's inside for ball 4. It's going to bring up Alegna. He pinch hit for a hold and grounded out to Finley at short his first time up. There's a breaking ball right through there for a strike called. Bottom of the 4th-inning action. Blue Devils leading 14-0. 2 scheduled 7-inning games. There's a foul ball back to the screen. Owen to the count. That's down low and outside. 1-2 the count. Had a ball come over from the soccer field. Of all the things I feel like I'm slower at and not as good at, I caught that ball out of the peripheral of my left side coming rolling in here. Just misses a little bit outside. That's a pretty good looking pitch right there. Two and count with a runner at first. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. Alegna goes down on strikes. Going to get a pinch hitter here. Keaton Cook will pinch hit. For the Cougars. Want to know the count. Shaking my head about the discrepancy. I've got a number 8 is 1 on here and something else on here. And going to be out at second base. So Bohm down to Finley for the caught stealing. So now 2 down with Keaton Cook at the plate. I have two different rosters, and one name is Landon Graves, and the other one is Keaton Cook, so I'm not sure which one this is. There's a strike called, 3-1 the count. Comes the 3-1 pitch, and hit by a pitch is Cook. So that's going to bring up Landon Young. May have another pinch hitter here. I'll get to look at his number here in a second. Runner now at first base with 2 outs after the hit by a pitch in the dirt and nicely blocked by Bohm. All right, so this is still Young at the plate. He grounded out to Perry at third base his first time up. 1-0 the count on Young. There's going to be a wild pitch, and ball bounces straight up in the air off of Bohm trying to block that, and by the time it comes down, the move up by Cook. Young, the third baseman, number 20, grounded out to his counterpart, third baseman Perry, in the second inning. There's a strike called, low and inside corner. That's that low pitch that the Blue Devils had a couple of them called on, so it's been fairly consistent down there. Most recent, anyway. 2-1 the count. There's a foul ball backing out of play, so just like that, from 2-0 to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils with a 14-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Strike 3 called right through there. Outside part of the zone, strike 3 called. So no runs on, no hits for Sanchez, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 14-0. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made, but unsure of whether that is Meifert or Daniel Darren. So it's either Darren or Meifert. Is the top of the fifth inning. Blue Devils with the pinch hitter Harrison Barham from Kansas City, Missouri is going to pinch hit. 11 for 23. So to the top of the fifth inning we go. One and 0 the count. Harrison Barham, pinch hitting from Kansas City, Missouri. 2 and 0 the count on him. He's had 4 at-bats and yet to get a hit, so 0 for 4 on the year. 3 and 0 the count on him. There's a strike inside corner. 3 and 1 the count. Harrison Barham. There's ball 4. I'll bring up Carter Towns. Towns has reached on a base on ball, struck out, and reached on an error, but he sent the center fielder deep for that error. There's a strike. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. 0 and 1 the count. Top of the fifth inning action. Inside just misses a bit. 1 and 1 the count. There's a strike right through there. 1 and 2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Going to have another pinch hitter, Arthur Alvarez. Alvarez will step in. Alvarez is from Olathe, Kansas. Takes a strike. He's had 1 at bat so far this year and is 0 for that 1. 0-1 the count on him with Barham down at first base. There's strike 2. 0-2 the count now on Alvarez. That's outside. So 1-2 the count. There's way up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 14-0. There's a high fly ball into right center. Seifert comes over and takes care of that for the 2nd out of the inning. Another pinch hitter, John Kaimi, will pinch hit for Dirks. Kaimi is from Kansas City, Missouri. He takes ball 1. Kaimi starts the day batting .182. Pinch hits for Dirks here in the top of the 5th. That's just a little bit low. Three and oh the count on John Kaimi. That's up high for a ball. Okay, so the scoreboard must not have been correct, and I had lost track of. Now it shows 3-0. There's a strike called low part of the zone. That's a little bit of an expanded zone right there, I believe. 3-1 the count. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. So from 3-0 to 3-2 on John Kaimi. Runner goes. There's a ball right back up the middle. So Kaimi with the base hit. Right back up through the box into center field with Barham on the move. Thank you. Sweet. That's what we like to hear. Strike called right there. Sawyer Tolk up there for his 5th at bat. He's had a base hit, a base on balls, a ground out to short, and a fly out to right field. There's strike 2 called. Inside corner at the knees. So quickly 0-2 the count on Sawyer Tolk, the second baseman. Fouled that one, backing out of play. Jeff may have a play on that one. Jeff Wada with the foul ball snag on that one right there. So we'll do the 0-2 again. That's down low. A little bit of an overthrow. Had him just came a little bit quick and shot that one a little bit low. So 1-2 the count. Oh, that was going to make it. No one thought it was going to make it up here behind the screen. So a wild pitch, and the 2 runners move up.
Did you get hit by? I threw that ball in. Did you? Through the dugout. So I think. Did you get hit by a softball, Marcy?
Yeah, it came right through here. And I caught it. Jeff asked me about the softball. I just caught it out of my peripheral vision coming right through here. I made a very good play on it. I stayed down because I couldn't get up. Here's the pitch. That's down low. So from 0-2 to 3-2 here on the second baseman, Sawyer Talk. Runners at second and third. Barham at third. Kaimi at second. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils in the top of the fifth get no runs on, no hits. We go to the bottom half of the fifth inning, assuming here that the 10-run rule will be in effect. The Blue Devils need 3 outs to end this thing, and the Cougars need 5 to keep it going. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Blue Devils with the pitching change. Number 20, Brendan Briley, comes into the game. He is from Tonganoxie, Kansas. He will toe the slab here to try and finish this thing off if the 10-run rule is in effect. Pinch hitter number 22. Head that one into left field, and that's going to be a double. It's going to be a double down into the left field corner. So runner now at second base. That's way outside. So Galensi at the plate. Double, and the name that I have does not match what I hear everyone saying. Hey, nice job. I thought they said Connor. Had a pinch hitter, but not sure who it is based on the scorecard and the roster that the coach gave me. So I think they've had some changes in some of their uniforms and so forth, and making it hard to know what some of the players are, but we'll keep rolling here. Blue Devils lead at 14-0 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Galensi at the plate. 2-0 the count. That misses inside. So 3-0 the count. There's a wild pitch all the way back to the screen. So Galensi will head down to to first on the base on balls and back to the top of the order. All right, so it's going to bring up Connor Earlywine. Earlywine's the left fielder. He's up there with nobody out. Runners at the corners for the Cougars. There's a ball, misses a little bit low and outside. Pretty good looking pitch right there. 1-0 the count. Nobody out. There's a ball headed into shallow left field. That ball's going to drop. So Earlywine with an opposite field base hit for an RBI. Gets the Cougars off the goose egg and on the board. It's going to bring up Pishka. Pishka has reached on a base on balls and been called out on strikes. First pitch to him is outside, 1-0 the count. Brendan Briley on in relief of Sanchez, Oravets, and Woida. Ball misses inside. 2-0 the count on Andrew Pishka. That's up high. Ball misses inside. 3-0 the count now. It's inside for ball 4. So Pishka with the second walk of 3 at bats, 0 for 1 on the day. It's going to bring up Kyle Mager. He flew out to left field and flew out to center field. His 2 at bats. He'll step in with the bases loaded and nobody out. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 the count on Mager, the first baseman. Strike 2 just catches the outside corner. So quickly 0-2 on the first baseman, Mager. High and inside. 1-0 the count. 2-1 the count. I wasn't even close. 2-1. It's outside. 3-1 the count now. There's a strike right through there. Top part of the zone. So 3-2 the count. Nobody out. Bases full of Cougars. Blue Devils leading 14-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. And there's ball four to walk in and run. It's going to make it 14-2. Coach Golbeck going to go out and do a visit. We'll see if there's a change. Looks like there is going to be a change, so we'll get that information. We'll be back to you. Top of the fifth inning, Blue Devils leading 14-2. All right, the pitching change has been made for the Blue Devils. John Dooley from Kansas City, Missouri. He will come in and take over for Brendan Briley. Dooley inherits the bases loaded with nobody out. One run in the inning so far. Excuse me, 2 runs in the inning. (14-2), top of the fifth inning action. The right fielder, Ryan McDonald, he's had a base hit and reached on a base on balls, and he was erased, caught stealing from Bohm down to Finley. There's a ball in the dirt, nicely blocked by Bohm to keep the bases still loaded. Nothing going on there. So Doleon in relief. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. 2-0 the count, breaking ball outside, down low. There's a strike outside the corner on that heater. Two and one the count. Just misses a bit, so 3-1 the count. So after Briley walks in a run with the bases loaded, Dooley 3-1 here. There's a foul ball back to the screen. So 3-1 count, and McDonald, he's that believer like I am. A walk is not as good as a hit because a walk will not score the runner from second. So swinging away was McDonald. 3-2 the count. Reaches out and slaps that one over into the dugout. And stays alive, does McDonald. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Another foul ball backing out of play. Top of the fifth inning action. Nobody out. Bases are full of Cougars. McDonald at the plate and just gets a piece of that. So staying alive is the right fielder, number 11, Ryan McDonald. There's ball 4. So that walks in a run, makes it 14-3. Want to know that count. Breaking ball stays out. Nick Alagna there. He's grounded out and struck out in this one. 2-0 the count now. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. Low and inside. Three balls, one strike, bases loaded. That's ball 4, walks in another run. So that makes it 14-4. Swing and a miss by Keaton Cook. Came on and pinch hit his last time up and was hit by a pitch. 0-1 the count on him. Called a strike on the check swing. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss right there for the strikeout. So that's the first out of the inning right there. It's going to bring up number 20, Landon Young. Young is grounded out and been called out on strikes. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Bone. It's the 9th hitter of the inning. Blue Devils have given up 4 runs in the inning. 3 of them on base on balls with the bases loaded. 1 on a base hit by Earlywine. It accounts for the 4 runs. So a swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Dooley could use a 1-hop ball right at an infielder for an opportunity for a double play. 2-1 the count on Landon Young. Swing and a miss of that heater. So 2-2 the count now. The foul ball hit it over to the right side. That's going to be out of play. And a swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Tankersley or Griner, depending on which roster we go by. Ball's a little bit up. So 2-0 the count. Comes the 2-0 pitch. Strike catches the outside corner at the knees. Two and one the count, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Good movement on that fastball down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases full of Cougars. They need another run to keep this going if the 10-run rule is in effect. That ball's just a little bit foul over there at first base. Nolan Hertzke from Windsor, Colorado over there at first base. There's a ball, just gets over the runner at third. He was in foul territory in good shape, but he certainly didn't want that rocket to get him. Barham over there at third after pinch hitting. Looks like Kaimi in center. There is strike 3 called. So that's going to end this one. That will make it final. The Blue Devils win this one 14-4. Get a little paperwork done here. Change the scoreboard to final. And we'll go to the other link and be back in about 30 minutes with the second one. The Blue Devils take the first one from the St. Charles Cougars 14-4. We'll be back in a bit with the next one. Thanks very much. We'll be back.